It's 12:02 on Friday afternoon, which means it is time for the Boston Pizza Oil Stream. Thank you very much for joining us. Dustin Nielson and Tommy Gazzola with you, and you'll be at Boston Pizza tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, 170th. I'm looking forward to it. It's our last of the regular season. We'll have more details coming up. I've already kind of let the cat out of the bag about home games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's all good. But 170th tomorrow, our last one of the regular season. It's an afternoon game. You know Tony's ready to give away a ton of prizes. You know Curtis is always ready to have big uke pour beers for everyone at some point. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I think there's a clinching scenario perhaps for the Oilers tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, so let's go have a good time. And I think it's been an awesome year at BP, whether we've been at 170th, whether we've been at BP Clairview, whether we've been doing the afternoon edition of Oil Stream at various locations in and around the city. Another, I would say, successful season with BP.
Boston Pizza, according to their website right now, and I did get a text from Jason over at Clairview earlier.
Excellent.
3 days, 18 hours, and 56 minutes until the playoff menu is released.
Cool.
So BP's has a countdown on their website to the playoff menu being released. And I can't wait to see that. He says new playoff menu coming soon. Poutine Gate 2.0.
I don't know what that is.
Because we're going to be at Clairview later this month.
No, I don't know what that means.
Lunchtime Oil Stream.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah,
Poutine Gate does not strike a chord whatsoever, so I don't know what that means.
We'll get you the details on the lunch Oil Stream at Clairview. Probably be final week of April, but we'll give you the details on that as we work our way through the month. Got my little Masters leaderboard iPad here.
You are teched out today. Look at this.
I got five screens right now. Yeah, I'm bringing down Artemis 2.
Yeah,
as we talk about it right now.
We've got some rugby going on the ESTV.
TSN app. This is ridiculous.
I know.
I've been trying to find the Masters, and I click on the one that has the Masters on it,
and it went to rugby.
And it took Eric and I this morning to CFL Plays of the Year, which we were totally okay with.
Yeah, of course.
But look, I'm clicking Masters Primetime, and it's got rugby coming up.
There's SHL on one of the TSN channels for some reason.
Yeah, I just
click it,
and
that took us to rugby.
Understand why Masters Primetime is taking us to bloody rugby.
And if only one or both of us worked for this network and would have some idea why.
I don't have a login. I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't understand this.
So I don't know. So that's why I got the leaderboard up here.
Okay.
Terrell Hatton has moved into the lead, tied for the lead at 5 under with Rory. Rose is at 4, Burns is at 4, Reed is now at 4, Koepka's at 3. So keep tabs on that throughout the weekend as well.
Did you get your CFL schedule?
No.
I know it says on there it's still waiting for the play-by-play teams.
Where does it say that?
I have mine.
I didn't see anything.
Well, that's what Eddie's email said.
When did he send that?
Last week. I have my assignments through the first 15 weeks.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, maybe mine exist, but
But you guys are the only ones not on there. You, Marsh, and Rod.
Well,
and the 40
guys
Suits and Lapo aren't on there.
Yeah, I think I probably know why, but I'm not going to say anything about that right now.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. Nope. I'll have to go back and find it. I missed that when I was away last week, I guess. All right, well, that's good to know then. Yeah, I'll have to take a peek. I was not aware that was sent. All right. So lots to get to for the Oilers. Let's start with, we might as well get to some headlines right off the top.
Let's do it.
Where are we here? Popeye Spicy headlines. No injury updates to speak of just yet.
No.
They are going to be on the ice today, though.
Correct.
Not till 2 o'clock our time?
That's right.
Okay, so that'll be 24 hours before the game. Close, around that.
Yeah.
Afternoon practice before an afternoon game.
That's your pregame skate, essentially. View it that way, and hopefully we get some indication as to what's going on with Jason Dickinson. The goaltending thing, too, is very concerning.
I'd be...
It's concerning.
if Ingram's not on the ice today, I think it's time to kind of take a trip to Panicville, to be honest with you.
Buddy, we were talking about it on the postgame show, and even if you got to wrap up the last few games with Tristan Jarry, I'm all for the conversation of considering calling up Calvin Pickard.
for regular season games?
Well, I think you'd have to do it on an emergency recall. But I'm talking about playoffs.
Yeah. Well, playoffs he can be up.
Yeah, he beat Black Ace, and the Condors clinched a playoff spot, I think, yesterday. But you got Matt Tompkins, and you've got Connor Unger, who could fill in just fine in the postseason down in Bakersfield. And then you could bring Calvin Pickard up here, who has not had a good year. NHL, AHL, the numbers aren't great. But last year in the playoffs, he did go 7-1. Huge part of why the Oilers went to the Cup final again.
If Ingram can't go, and I mean, it didn't look too severe. It's not like he...
No, I know.
I mean, he was out on the ice trying it. He was out on the ice at the end of the game. It looks like something that they were being super careful with. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, a day off and some treatment yesterday. Hopefully, he's on the ice at practice today and everybody's just fine with it.
Yeah.
But for this group right now, the Gager and I got into a little bit yesterday on two guys and the goalie. And if you're listening right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or if you're over on the nasty chat, for this group, I have to think that they would probably be more comfortable with Pickard in net for a playoff game than Tristan Jarry. I'm not trying to slander Tristan Jarry here, but Calvin Pickard has won you some not that he stood on his head and stole 5 games.
No, but he was good.
Like, he was good enough behind that team to win some very critical games for them before. I don't know. I just don't see a world where this group, with what they've seen from Tristan Jarry, could have more faith in Tristan Jarry than Calvin Pickard, even though Pickard did, you can't sugarcoat it. Pickard sucked this year.
Yeah.
He was awful. But I still think you would have more faith in him and probably want him as a guy behind you more than what you've seen from Tristan Jarry so far. I don't know if that's crazy or not, but...
I don't think it's crazy. That's why we had the conversation post-game the other night. Is what are you getting from Tristan Jarry that, in all honesty, would be better than what Calvin Pickard can provide? His track record in the playoffs, someone texted in on the postgame show the other night that Pickard has better postseason numbers and has more postseason action than Ingram and Jarry combined. It's
that's not ideal with the lack of, Ingram's your guy. It doesn't matter how much experience you have.
No denying that. Okay, I'm curious to see what Ingram could do in the playoffs. I think he's your best goalie, obviously. It's just what you're not getting from Tristan Jarry. Is it concerning enough that you would consider bringing in Calvin Pickard for the postseason and actually having him as your backup? I think yes. I think it's worth having that conversation because we're witnessing a guy in Tristan Jarry trying to rebuild his game at the most critical time of the season. That's tough. So
I was just grabbing some numbers.
Yeah.
Because we did say Pickard was awful when he was here.
Yes.
Pickard's numbers are better than Jarry's numbers are with the Oilers. Think of that's how team loved Calvin Pickard. I get it.
Yes.
But his numbers were not good. Calvin Pickard, 368 goals against average, 871 save percentage.
Yeah.
Tristan Jarry has a 386 goals against average with the Oilers and an 858 save percentage. So on top of everything else that we've said about Pickard has won games for you in the playoffs before, he also, despite being horrible, has better numbers than Tristan Jarry with the Edmonton Oilers. Right. If you were sitting there listening to us going, wow, that's crazy. Pickard's in the minors and Jarry's in the NHL and he's a much better goalie. Pickard actually has better numbers than Tristan Jarry did this year with the Oilers, which I'm a little surprised myself when I just looked it up and found that. So
I'll add to that, Dusty. Great. I'll add to that. And that's when Edmonton's defensive game as a whole earlier this season was pretty sporadic, downright bad. They've obviously improved, system tweak, better personnel, more commitment from the other guys that have been around all season to protecting as a 5-man unit in their own zone. I'd be curious to see Calvin Pickard with that type of performance in front of him and see how much better his numbers potentially could be. Brian Swain also sent this in post-game the other night. Tristan Jarry's numbers in the last 12 games: goals against average 476, save percentage 832. He's only the second goalie with a GAA that high and save percentage that low over a 12-game span since 1993-94. The other was Carter Hart with Philly.
You're talking anywhere in the league?
2021.
I did not hear that the other night.
That was Swainer after the game on Tuesday.
So that's not good. Now,
no.
Colin says over in the chat, no, first of all, a couple of things being made clear here. If Ingram's healthy, there's zero reason to start Tristan Jarry in the playoffs. Like, it's got to be Ingram's net, and that's it. If Ingram has a bad game, you know what I'm doing? I'm going back to Connor Ingram again. Like, you can't be in a spot where you think Tristan Jarry is going to come in and save your season like Pickard did a couple of times in the past. But Colin says Jarry would certainly start before Pickard, and you never know. Maybe Jarry catches fire and finally plays his career average or better. If Ingram can't go in game one, they will start Tristan. You can't, like, you have to start Tristan Jarry in game one because if you don't, you might lose him entirely. Like, and then at least Pickard can be what he was last year.
Yeah.
Right? Jarry has two bad games. You bring in Pickard, you go from there. If you were to go to Jarry, even though like we're talking about how Pickard statistically was better than Tristan Jarry in their time here this year, if you go to Tristan Jarry and go, hey, we're calling up a guy from the American League and starting him in game one, gone, lost him. Like there's no way you get that back. I think so. But hopefully Ingram is healthy.
Yeah,
and like I said, I'd be pretty surprised if he's not on the ice today.
Yeah,
MH is in. He texts in. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. MH texts in and says, has anyone figured out why the Oilers didn't just call up Ingram and run with Skinner and Ingram tandem before making the move?
Great question.
Great question. The only answer to that is they didn't have a plan. They're flying by the seat of their pants. Because we talked about it at the time before the trade was made. We said, why would you trade for a goalie before getting a look at Ingram? Even if his numbers in the American Hockey League weren't good.
They were not good.
You brought him in. He's got NHL experience. Why would you go trade for a guy when you do have a goalie who's played hundreds of games to toss him in there? And they didn't. They made the trade, and now they're sitting in where they're at right now, and they have to overpay for Jarry. But, I mean, I think the only way you can look at it is that they clearly didn't have a plan. No world would the plan have been, we're going to call up Ingram, he's going to look good, then we're going to trade for Tristan. Like that, that's not the plan.
Yeah.
It was never the plan. It couldn't have been. It's delusional.
Okay. Couple things. Derek Robertson via the nasty chat says, how are we still talking about goaltending at this point? Draisaitl and McDavid's careers. Yeah, I know.
Well, if Ingram's healthy, you hope it doesn't become a big talking point.
And the other thing, too, is it doesn't matter who's in net for the Oilers. Unless they finally land a all-star caliber goaltender somehow, draft, fluke, trade where they luck into it, it'll always be a talking point. Always. Like they haven't really had a true number one since Dwayne Rollison. And even that had mixed results. Okay. Habby Bullen, that wasn't
Talbot,
it.
I'd say was
Talbot but that was a one and done.
Yeah.
And Peter Chiarelli decimated that team in the offseason after 2017's playoff run. And they left Talbs out to dry, man. Like it was awful. And then they fired him into the moon. Hey, that Anthony Stolarz, who some people thought was a legit number one, and he kind of was for Toronto last year. That idea, I think, has gone out the window. Koskinen, no. Smith, kinda. Skinner, sorta. But not really. People still don't want to give him any love around here. Now they're trying to, make Connor Ingram, whose numbers generally are not great, but it's been so sad in net the last couple of years that Ingram we look at and go, he's okay.
Big U points out Stu Skinner was an all-star.
Yep, and a Calder finalist.
Yeah. Connor F230 over on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. And if you are listening to the Oil Stream podcast after the fact, we'd love for you to sub to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/@YEG Sports Talk and give us a sub. We're on our journey up to 15,000 subs. We're almost to 14.4K.
Nice.
Connor says, am I the only one else worried if Dickinson is also hurt? Our team defensively takes a significant step back as well. I think he's been good. They will miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to see how he is too. I mean, wouldn't it be great today if they just get on the ice and Dickinson's there and he's fine and Ingram's there and he's fine and That would be terrific. The boys in the afternoons, EST afternoons, and the Reed Wilkins show will have any updates for you coming from practice later on today. But yeah, Dickinson's a really important piece in their bottom six as far as a guy that you can throw out there and feel really, really good about that he's definitely not going to hurt you in any way.
No. Well, one thing about this roster now compared to, let's say, November or even early December is you look at the lineup and you go, there's a lot of veteran NHL players dotting it. There aren't any tweeners. Matt Savoy has made himself into a full-time NHLer and a guy that you count on to make things happen offensively now. He's reliable. There aren't David Tomaszek's there. Josh Szymanski's finding his groove when he plays. Max Jones has been an important veteran call-up. I think Trent Frederick's playing much better. There's some reassurances there, and lately when you look at the lineup and you go, okay, this is a legit good team. It sucks that Draisaitl's hurt. It sucks that Hyman's hurt right now. But you can look at that lineup and go, all right, these are good players. Lines 1 through 4, pairs 1 through 3. The goaltenders, okay, we'll leave that out of it. But earlier in the season, we're like, well, what is David Tomaszek? Is Ike Howard going to figure it out? Matt Savoy was still figuring it out. Those things have kind of gone by the wayside. Trent Frederick was brutal at the start of the year. Like, it's nice to see. Kapanen was hurt too. So remember, I said this to Benny the other day. I just looked at him during the game. I said, remember Noah Philp?
Yes.
Yeah. He was on the team.
He was on the team earlier.
And when he got waived, people freaked out.
They did freak out. That was a tough one.
Yeah, it was.
And then I suggested at the time that he goes back on waivers and they can bring him back if they want.
And they didn't want him.
He did go back and they didn't want him.
Yeah.
So tough one for him, I guess. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Those are your Popeyes spicy headlines. 3-piece bone-in chicken available at all Popeyes locations for just $8. It is hand battered. It is marinated for 12 hours, and those pieces of chicken will fill you up. They're absolutely delicious. It is the Oil Stream presented to you by Boston Pizza. Dustin Nielson and Tommy Gazzola with you. A few things to get to continuing this conversation. We'll take a look at the Oilers, the Golden Knights, and the Ducks and who they all have left and how this thing could play out before the playoffs start next Saturday and Sunday. Let's get into we'll go numbers game here for Play Alberta. We got a bunch of parlays already up over at playalberta.ca. Play Alberta is the title sponsor of everything we do here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Download the Play Alberta app today. Casino, sports, and lottery all in one place. And every single day you can go click on EST specials and you'll see a bunch of different things just sitting there waiting for you.
Oh, yeah.
Still to come today, Jay's play of the day, the Screw It, Let's Do It as well. Who knows with Reed Wilkins? Reed hit one last night. Said he used his $50 free bet on it, and it was like 5-1. He had the Winnipeg Jets, the Islanders, the Kings to win by 2 and an Eichel point, and he cashed it last night.
No way.
So Reed was pretty happy coming in this morning. Here's what we've got up, hockey-related at least today. It's not for today. There's no games in the National Hockey League tonight. But Huss and I looked ahead. We've got the Lock Shop Save the Jets parlay. Jets money line, Wild money line, Oilers money line. Thought the Wild and Stars were going to kill each other.
Yes.
Last night.
Good
That'd be a hell of a series.
Yep.
Colorado's just sitting back, twiddling their thumbs, being like, we get the Kings and then get the scraps of what's left over from these two teams. And then we put this one together as well, the Lock Shop Partner Parlay. They've both been boosted. Habs, Lightning, and Red Wings all in the money line tomorrow. That one's at plus 462. You can find all of those at Play Alberta. Click on EST Specials. Where I wanted to go for the numbers game today, Connor McDavid has now put together his second best offensive season ever.
Yeah.
133 points in 79 games. Surpassing his season from 2 years ago, the first cup run in which he had 132 points in 76 games. That was a 100 assist year. He's at 86 assists right now and 47 goals being the most that he scored since he banged home 64 back in the 22-23 season. It is his fifth 40-goal season. These are the second most goals that he scored in a season in his career. Could very well take a run at 50 over these last 3 games. I'd have to think he probably does.
Yep.
Tommy, is this offensive season for McDavid flying a bit under the radar because of the team? I don't want to say lack of success, but team not meeting maybe some previous year's expectations or just being such an up and down season that I don't know if you've really sort of realized that Connor McDavid's having his second best season of his entire career.
I think part of it too is he's just expected to produce like this at this point in his career. So it's like, oh yeah, this is his second best year. Not surprised. The turmoil with how this season has gone certainly has played into the overall rhetoric around the team and maybe does take some of the shine away from what McDavid's doing. But he's in the meat of his career where I think we might see another year or two like this, maybe 3. And then maybe he kind of tapers off and does what Sidney Crosby does. This is phenomenal. I mean, the fact that he's going to probably hit 50, I'd say he probably does get to 50 the way he's scoring. Fantastic. And I think he's also been frustrated. I think he's also recognized with Hyman being out for chunks of this season, especially early on, obviously, and now Draisaitl being out. I think he's put it upon himself to elevate and produce more, and sometimes that comes at the he costs himself defensively at times, but offensively he's just been an absolute powerhouse. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
If you do want to chime in, 780-218-9999. This one is in from Deskra. Says it would be more impressive if he wasn't only plus 16. I mean, he's done a lot of his damage on the power play so far this year for sure. But plus 6, I mean, last year he was plus 20.
Yeah.
The one year he was plus 35. That was his massive 130. In the year he had 153 points, he was only plus 22. Like, McDavid's plus 18 to plus 25 guy.
Right. Again, the detriment of his defensive game sometimes. We've noted it. Some people don't think we note it enough, but yes, he does cheat for offense. But the good thing is he generally comes with a payoff offensively. And the other thing, too, I thought we kind of forego plus minus in general.
Yeah, there's further numbers that you can now dive into.
Yeah.
Goals for percentage.
Goals for
high danger scoring chances for. HDSCF.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, yes, I'm not looking at the plus minus and going, geez, I
do think like mid-season though, it was only like around plus 3 or 4. I think
to the minus.
I think it's been a good boost over the last month of the old plus minus train. So
and maybe
Amish Man 19 says too, McDavid has greatly improved the plus minus in the last couple of months.
Yes. Anyway, the guy is amazing. Hopefully he's an Oiler for more than the next couple of years. Sometimes you got to take a step back and realize how amazing he is and pitch yourself because you get to watch it every single day in orange and blue. And I think to me, part of it, Dusty, just the rhetoric, or is he not getting enough love for the amount of points he's produced this year? I think some of it has to do with we just expect him to be up there and doing this at this point in his career and for a few more years.
That's what happens when you're arguably the most talented player to ever play the sport. Right? Yeah. You're going to have those types of expectations. One more thing on the numbers game, and this came in via text from Troll. So, guys, I've said this a couple of times now, but McDavid is now in the top 50 all-time in scoring in 791 games.
Yeah.
It's insane. He only needs to get 5 points to be in 47th by the end of the season. And it's funny when you look at like the all-time point leaders, and it's like a bunch of guys who play like 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 games. And then Mario Lemieux's not even at 1,000. Mario played like 900 and some regular season games.
Yes.
Like that's one of those things where you look at it and go, wow, this guy was different. Like to be in that level with that few games compared to like other all-time greats on that list, right? Like the Yagers, the Messi, all those guys. And they see Mario play hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fewer games, and he's right there with them.
He was special. Man. And that's why when people make the argument and the case for Mario Lemieux as the best all time, like I'm not going to poop all over it and be like, no, he's not. But I do think health, and it goes against Bobby Orr as well. The fact that you can't stay healthy is an issue. Or it factors in, and man, like he dealt with
Mario because of the cancer stuff.
He had cancer,
but then
he walked away. His back was really bad too. Remember, he had to have someone else tie his skates for him. But he walked away for 3 years when he was relatively young. Then he came back and he was absolutely a force. It's unfortunate for Bobby Orr because the type of surgeries that were done on knees back then pales in comparison to what they can do now to repair them. So it's kind of just an element of the time he was born and when he was playing and where technology was. And that's unfortunate. If he was in this generation and he could play till he was 40, how much better would he have been? How many more points would he have accumulated? What other records would he have set or broken as a defenseman? And unfortunately, those guys in their generations and time frames couldn't stay healthy for a myriad of reasons. And it makes for a great conversation. And I really feel like there's not a lot of wrong answers when you make the case for guys like that.
Yeah.
You're basically splitting hairs.
There's so much talent.
Yeah.
All right, that is the numbers game for Play Alberta. Download the Play Alberta app today, playalberta.ca. It is the Oil Stream presented to you by Boston Pizza. Tommy will be at the 170th Street Westgate BPs, just north of West Edmonton Mall. Many of you know the spot. He'll be there for pre- and post-game tomorrow as the Oilers take on the Los Angeles Kings. A couple other things to get to in the second half of the Oil Stream today. We're going to take a look at the schedules that are left for the Oilers, the Golden Knights, and the Ducks. We're going to take a look at, you can get a season ticket for only $28 a week. We'll get into to that as well as the Oilers have been pushing those ads out on social media the last couple of days. I do want to get this question answered, Tommy. Who's more likely to bring home hardware this year? Well, McDavid, the Art Ross is separate, statistical.
Yep.
I get it. McDavid, the Hart Trophy, or Bouchard, the Norris? From a voter's perspective, like how do you think writers are? Who's more likely to get the vote from the Professional Hockey Writers Association?
It's a tough one. I think I'm going to say Bouchard with the Norris.
You think so, hey?
Yeah, and I think what will be to the detriment of McDavid and the Hart is the division, how up and down the season was for the Oilers.
But if he scores 50 and leads the league by 8 points.
My answer should be, or I feel would be stronger if I said it should be McDavid. But because of how things have gone, what Bouchard's doing offensively, I think it could end up being Bouchard getting more consideration for the Norris. Voter fatigue for McDavid as well.
And I'll say this, voter fatigue is bullshit.
It is.
This is why writers should not be voting for awards. Like the voter fatigue thing.
It's stupid.
Take your narratives, shove them somewhere else, and just vote for the guy that you think is the best. Has he won too many? Well, you can't win it. Like, what are we doing here?
I hate that.
If Connor McDavid's the most valuable player in the league, then just vote for him as the most valuable player in the league.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's a thing. Like, it's 100% a thing. But I hate
both guys should get votes for both awards, honestly.
They'll both be finalists for both awards.
Yeah.
I think what
because you're asking me to predict how the voters are going to react, not my feelings on it. So which are two separate things. And I feel like the voters will have voter fatigue, which we all agree on is BS.
Yeah.
And they'll look at the Oilers season, they'll mock the Pacific Division, which is fair. And then, Bouchard, 90 plus points. Does he, have a wild 3 final games and push for 100?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. I think that definitely garners consideration, especially from outside.
If Bouchard
markets.
gets 100 points, now Roman Josi didn't win it with a 100-point season. I think he lost it that year to Cale Makar.
Right.
But if Bush gets 100 points, I think voters should be able to look past him. Some of the things he doesn't necessarily want to do at times.
Egregious defensive plays and lack of toughness.
I think you have to probably look past that. So there's 2 factors in this conversation that could sway it both towards the Oilers guys. The one would be, I think McDavid's, we've seen it on the odds. McDavid's Hart Trophy case since Leon went down is like, this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, and I know McKinnon's still the favorite and stuff. I don't think the Hart Trophy has to go to the best player on the best team in the league. Yeah. I think there are other things that you can look at. Now, McKinnon also has, I don't know if it was you or somebody else told me. I think somebody told me yesterday he's got like 40 more 5-on-5 points or something than McDavid. Because Colorado's power play sucks.
Yeah.
Oilers' power play has been insane, so there's a huge power play swing there. But I think the fact that this team, and I'm not saying that this is the reason, but they're better without Draisaitl from a winning percentage so far this year. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying, they're better without Leon. That's not what I'm just saying. Statistically, they have a better winning percentage without Leon Draisaitl than they have him, and that's a lot because Connor McDavid's bloody brilliant.
Yes.
So I think Leon being hurt for the final month of the season certainly has bumped up the McDavid for Hart Trophy campaign, which should have been bumped up before anyway. And then the Bouchard side of things is that writers, maybe it's different for writers, but we've spoken to a lot of writers over the years who are like, if you don't get in the playoffs, you're not going to get my vote. Celebrini for the Hart Trophy, for example. Like Celebrini should probably be a finalist for Hart Trophy. So Columbus misses the playoffs. Zach Werenski, who's probably the front runner, like, are guys going to use the same thing and go, wow, yeah, Werenski was a great defenseman. I think this is bogus. I don't think you should have to be in the playoffs to win awards. But I could see a few of them going, no, Bush is going to have 90 points. The Oilers finished first in the Pacific. Werenski was by far the best player on his team, playing 26 minutes a night, second in the league in points among defensemen. I think he should probably win it. But I look at it and go, he might lose some votes. He might get
probably
third place votes instead of second or first place votes because the Blue Jackets are going to miss the playoffs.
Yes.
So I think that's a strong theory on why Bush could win it too.
Here's something that always kind of irked me and still does when it comes to voting and our peers who write and even the broadcasters in and around the league that have the votes. Some of them overthink these things, or their ego steps in.
Some of them feel that they have this sense of power.
Yeah,
which is technically is but it's kind of right because you are dictating the legacy of some of these guys and the history of the National Hockey League. But I think some of them probably take it a little bit too far.
Yes, and it becomes convoluted and overthought, and it's like they'll write about it and they'll make these stupid theories up, and you're like, did you read what you actually wrote? You think about what you put on the screen and tapped away on your laptop? Because it's dumb sometimes. That's just my opinion. I say stupid stuff. I go back and I go, why did I say that? That was dumb. We all do it, but the ramifications aren't someone's legacy and a prestigious award that can get a guy a $500,000 bonus or whatever.
Nolan from St. Albert says LeBron should have 12 plus MVPs. Now, look, he shouldn't have 12. However, I will say this, and this comes back around to the narrative thing. Michael Jordan had 5 MVPs. LeBron had 4 in the first 9 years of his career and didn't get another one.
Here we go.
No, but it's the same thing's going to happen with Jokic. Jokic will max out at 4 MVPs. They know they will. The writers will never vote.
That's dumb.
For somebody to have 5 MVPs again because Michael Jordan had 5. It's not even the most. Some of the guys have more than the 5.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen again. Jokic isn't even the favorite to win it this year. There's been no player in the history of the NBA, just to get sidetracked here, and this isn't a LeBron rant, this is a Jokic rant. There has been no player in the history of the NBA that has led the league in rebounds and then also at some point in their career led the league in assists. Like, no player has ever done both.
Okay.
Jokic is doing both in the same season. And
he's not getting MVP
he's averaging like a 28-point triple-double, but he already has 3 MVPs. He's got 1 left, and I don't know if they'll give it to him this year.
He's got 1 left.
You'll see.
That's so dumb.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Jokic will finish a career with 4 MVPs, in which he probably should have like 6 or 7.
That's
he's
awful.
A freak.
Awful. How about this? They've got the reporters on the field as the game is happening. Oh, it's quarter time. They're going off.
Quarter time.
I'm like,
that'd be a dangerous spot to be in rugby. Sorry, is this rugby or Aussie rules? What is this?
I think it's AFL. Aussie Rules Football.
Aussie Rules Football League, yeah. All right, 780-218-9999. Here is, and this is the same thing. I'm talking about this with McDavid, too. Like, McDavid, when it's all said and done, should probably have 8 Hart trophies.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Will he? I'll believe it when I see
so.
it. I'll believe it when I see it, but come on.
He's amazing.
Yeah. Timber Woodsman says, text me back when you stop talking about the NBA. We're moving on. I'm just trying to make a case for Jokic because he should get it this year. Right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, before you... I want to get your thoughts on the $28 a week season ticket.
So the Oilers are doing that?
If you go look at their social media feeds, they've been pushing out... I quote tweeted yesterday, and a lot of the replies are actually even sort of eye-opening for me with how angry people were with some of the ticket prices.
Okay.
And ticket increases. So, but it seems very used car salesman-ish to be like, I can get you in a seat at the rink for $28 a week.
Yep.
And then you call them and go, I'm interested in this $28 per week thing. And you're like, well, it's one of the worst seats in the house.
Yep.
And it's only for 11 games. And I don't know.
Okay, I see it.
I don't know why the team that made the third most money in all of the world, regardless of sport, is having to promote tickets at $28 per week. Like, to me,
the world is not enough.
Well,
to quote James Brown.
It kind of seems like to me, promoting something at that number almost comes across as desperate.
I was going to say it feels like an indicator that people are starting to walk away from their season seats.
If it wasn't, they wouldn't be throwing out $28 a week as some sort of promotion.
I believe they've also, earlier or going into this season, they made smaller ticket packs available again, like partial season seats, and that too is a sign of some people walking away because the price point got out of their budget. Listen, they're trying to maximize the McDavid era, and it'll probably continue until he walks away and the team starts faltering in the standings, and then they're going to have to rethink things. That's going to be a dark day, or will be dark days, but it's part of pro sports. And having a generational player, a franchise player like McDavid and Draisaitl, to a lesser extent. But yes, desperation, trying to milk it as much as possible, using this tactic, which I think is effective because when you look at it as $28 per week, oh, that's not bad. It changes your perspective on how you look at that purchase. But I'm surprised they need to change the perspective on how I guess because they can't tell the truth. Right.
And be like, hey, our tickets are this much. You know what looks good? The $28 per week.
Right.
Could have gone down to $4 a day. Get an Edmonton Oilers season ticket for $4 a day.
That'll probably happen at some point. I just think that they're trying to make sure that building's full, and they're doing everything in their power and using every tactic that they can, and they have every right to. Will this work? I think it probably will be effective. Some people will look at it and go, oh, it's actually not too bad. You know what? I could do that. But you're right. Worst seat in the house. I'm not surprised. I mean, I worked for them for 8 years. They want your money.
Josh Shawatsky over on Twitter replied to me and said, we own a Loge table. They are gouging us in the playoffs.
Yep.
As soon as 97 leaves, we're getting rid of them.
I'm not surprised. And that's
a good example of trying to milk it for sure for the next couple of years. I think he'll probably stick around. But for the next couple of years, you might as well. I mean,
it's for profit. They are a business. Guess what? Season seat prices will probably go up next year.
Well, they are going up. It's already out there.
Oh, okay. There you go. They'll probably go up the year after.
Season tickets are going up.
They're not going down until crap hits the fan and this team sucks. That's how they're going to do it. And guess what? People pay. And when one person leaves, someone fills in. But this tells me that
we have a few people texted in and saying like,
is not as strong.
They sense a bit of desperation. It was on. Let me see here. It was on Lock Shop. Here we are. I'll bring it up. He said, this was a text that came in around 11:20 this morning. Says, as a seasoned seat holder who's dropping his seats and not buying playoff tickets as well, I can attest from talking with my rep that they finally realized that they may have crossed into the people are unwilling to pay realm, especially since they tend to treat their season ticket holders like crap all the time. So that was from one guy who's just like, I'm done with these. Yeah. It's too expensive. He's in the upper bowl. Yeah. And for 2 tickets for the playoffs, it's over $13,000.
Oh, God.
Upper bowl.
Yeah, I know. I heard you.
Shanzi says, season ticket holder here. Here's the issue. Parking 3 years ago was $18. Now it's $32.
What?
Beer used to be $10. Now it's $16. Our season seats have not changed. Essentially, they were $7,600 for the pair.
Yeah.
Now they're upwards of $9,900 for the pair.
Okay.
Over 3 seasons, they've gone up that much. He goes, they're going to alienate their fan base and piss everyone off if they continue this trend. So maybe they're trying to reset things ever so slightly.
At least they recognize it.
Well, Huss was talking about Lock Shop. Winnipeg went through this like 6 or 7 years ago when they got to the point where fans were like, this is ridiculous. We're not coming anymore. And then they had to like really reset things and go out and like beg people to kind of come back. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's just weird seeing the third most profitable organization in North America sports promote $28 season ticket.
I'm not surprised. The Jets, I recall you were away last week or earlier this week. After the Heritage Classic here a couple of years ago, I went and hung out with my buddies from the league who were in town. They're all based in New York, and it was right when that stuff with Winnipeg was happening, and they said they were very concerned about the Jets, even though they have one of the richest owners.
Like they had alienated a lot of people to the point where people weren't
showing up, and there was legitimate concern about the Winnipeg Jets and their viability, because Maddie brought it up on Hangout. With the cap going up, there's concern that teams might not hit the cap floor, and Winnipeg could be in that range. But yeah, the league was concerned with the Jets. Bettman had to go visit the desperation mode thing, and people in Winnipeg, at least there, they said enough is enough and stopped showing up. Remember, there's like 10,000 people there instead of 15. It's a small building. I think Manitoba in general isn't as affluent, quote unquote, as a generality as Alberta is.
Yeah.
But so far here, when someone has left, I think for the most part, that seat's been filled and that season seat has been purchased. But when I was with the team, there was a huge waiting list for season seats. I feel like that's gone.
Well, it must be if they're saying like Alicia just texted in, and it looks like the Oilers sent her a text with the $28 per week season seat thing.
Really?
Saying, click here.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I don't know, trying to move some things around there. Tails 97.99 over on YouTube says, I would never purchase a ticket, even if I could get free ones. I only go because I want to take my son. I would rather sit on my couch and drink beer that didn't cost me $21. Hey man, for less than $21, for almost half of $21, you can pick up a 4-pack of 6 o'clock or lager at all of these Sobeys and Safeway liquor locations, and you can sit down and enjoy the game and crush 4 tall boys and not have to worry about taking an Uber home or anything like that. So a much more reasonable and fun way to be supporting the team here at Edmonton Sports Talk as well by picking up that delicious 6 o'clocker lager, which is on special for the playoffs again.
Yeah, I had some on Wednesday night.
Did you?
Oh, they were so good. Yeah, Hudson's has them.
Oh yeah, Hudson's would have them.
BP has them as well.
Yeah.
And
very smooth drinking beer, man.
Delicious.
Crushing those things in the summer again for sure. Quick update from the Masters. Rory McIlroy, birdie 2 and birdie 3. He's now at 7 under. Justin Rhodes is at 5 under. Burns is at 5 under. Followed by Wyndham Clark and Tyrrell Hatton at 4 under, and Patrick Reed's at 4 under. So Rory looking good to start day 2.
Did you know that when you win the green jacket, like you physically have one, but it does not leave Augusta?
It has to stay there?
It stays there.
No, but can you get a special thing? Because I've seen them wear it on like late night shows and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like you could borrow it.
Yeah.
But
it comes back.
It goes to there. They like keep it there.
So what happens this year? Does he hand the green jacket to himself if he wins it again?
Would it still be
This is just he was the previous winner.
No, but would it still be the guy that won it?
So you think who won it 2 years ago? Was it Scotty?
Scotty, yeah. And then he just...
So he would have to sit there and give it to Rory again? I like the idea of letting Rory take it off and then like turn around and then put it right back on. It's only been done 3 times.
Who's done it?
Tiger, Jack, Faldo.
Oh, wow.
I think. So it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't see Tiger doing it again.
Oh, okay.
So Rory's probably going to have to...
one of our guys.
Get it.
I'm guessing this is a Wannick. Winners, this is in the nasty chat from our account. Winners get to take the green jacket away for the year. that they win, but must return it. No one else is allowed to take it away. Chairman usually gives 2 repeat winners.
Oh, okay. So you get it for a year to go around and take pictures with it and go see people and stuff.
Which is cool. But there was, I was reading a great book by Rick Riley called So Help Me Golf. And they didn't make a new jacket for Jack Nicklaus one year until like a few years later. So he had to wear someone else's jacket that he just borrowed. A previous winner that fit him. Yeah.
If you're looking to get a suit jacket, may I suggest going to see the boys at Modern Measure.
Excellent choice.
They'll get you taken care of.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to get. A green one. Full-blown green
Matty
suit.
went green on his suit.
Matty, you get a green suit? I like that.
Yeah, I like watching Matty and watching Benny work with Jared at Modern Measure, and the thought process behind each one was very interesting.
Their suits will be ready by the end of this month.
April 27th, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Rory just birdied another one. He's birdied 2, 3, and 4, and he's now at 8 under.
Nice.
This guy's absolutely on fire today. This text comes in. Ryan from Sask says, I took my family to the game against Chicago. My wife, 3 kids, and I, $1,100 to sit lower bowl.
Yeah.
Bought them on a website of a former EST sponsor that has no fee. So that would have been Fans First, I guess, back in the day.
Fan First.
All right. Here are the remaining schedules for the Oilers, the Golden Knights, and the Ducks. The Oilers get the Kings, and the Oilers have a 1-point advantage.
Yes.
The Oilers get the Kings, the Avs, and the Canucks. The Golden Knights get the Avs, the Jets, and the Kraken. And the Ducks, who coming off a much-needed win last night, they get the Canucks, they get the Wild, and they get the Predators. Tommy, who's got the easiest schedule of these 3 teams left? Oilers got Kings, Avs, and Ducks. Knights have Avs, Jets, and Kraken. And the Ducks have the Canucks, the Wild, and the Predators.
Ooh. It might be Edmonton.
I mean, it could be. I mean, they could also be the team that has to play 2 playoff teams, though. Like, the Golden Knights get the Avs, and then the Jets and Kraken are both going to miss. The Ducks get the Canucks, who are out. The Preds are probably going to miss. They're going to need a win here tomorrow for sure.
Preds are playing desperate.
And then Minnesota. The Oilers get the Kings, who could be are in as of this morning.
Yes.
The Avs, who are first, and then the Canucks as well. So I think it's pretty even. Like, I think it's 3 relatively even. See if I can bring it up.
And the Kings have been playing better lately. Hey?
Well, they got their 20th regulation win last night.
That's good, right? No, I'm just kidding.
That's ridiculous.
Bad. No bueno.
Tankathon here. These guys usually have the rankings.
Winning 3 in a row, the Kings have done.
So according to the Tankathon website, the Los Angeles Kings have the 2nd easiest remaining schedule in the league. Edmonton has like the 8th, and then Vegas has like the 9th toughest schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So these say, it wasn't Los Angeles I was looking at. Sorry, Anaheim. Where's Anaheim? I got confused with the Kings. The Ducks. Oh, they're right there. They're the 3rd easiest schedule. So it would be the Ducks have the 3rd easiest schedule. Then the Oilers are 8th. They got the 8th easiest schedule. And then Vegas has like the 21st easiest schedule. So I don't know. I think the Oilers end up hanging on for this.
So do I.
Tomorrow, if Jari plays tomorrow, I don't know about the Kings game. Yeah. But if Ingram plays, I think I like the Kings game.
The Vancouver one should be an automatic. If
it's, hey, beat the Canucks, you're going to win the Pacific, they're going to beat the Canucks.
Yeah.
If they already have the Pacific wrapped up because the Ducks or the Golden Knights kind of stumble here in the next couple games, and maybe they rest a few guys or take the foot off the gas a little bit. But I think they're going to, I think they're probably going to hang on to this. Now, the Golden Knights had won 3 in a row and then let one slip away, but still got a point last night.
OT loss.
So, I mean, the Golden Knights get the Avs. They'll get a very desperate Winnipeg team. All the games right now for the Jets are must win. And then the Kraken will probably be dead by the time the Golden Knights face them.
How about the Kraken announcing that they're going to do like a full hockey ops rethink? And Ron Francis is stepping away as Poho. Did you see that?
Yeah. I also saw that they lowered their season ticket prices for next year. Huss brought that up on Lock Shop today. So
interesting.
Looks like the Kraken might need a little bit of a reset there.
That's an interesting market, and the way they went about their hockey hiring also not peculiar, but you go, so that's what you guys are going to do. And they drafted okay players. And listen, the expansion draft, they tweaked it after the Golden Knights had their success. No one threw the Golden Knights that much of a bone. They was it Dale Talon who was the GM of Florida and let Marchessault walk?
I think it was Talon. Was it Talon?
Traded, and then the Riley Smith. There was like a trade in there.
Yeah. It was Talon in Chicago that screwed up the faxes on the.
Yes.
Was that for something to do with Buffalo?
It was restricted free agents.
It was, some RFA stuff.
Ladd.
Versteeg?
It might have been Versteeg in there, yeah.
That was Talon.
Yeah, they lost some core.
The thing with Seattle is that, like, Matty Beniers is good, but not great.
Yeah.
Shane Wright, I don't know what he is still. He was drafted 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
The 2023 draft hasn't brought anything on yet, and then we'll see what happens with the 24. Well, I guess they got Berkeley Catton who's playing.
He's on their top line already.
He's only got 17 points this year. Yeah. I don't know I don't think they've done a good job bringing along some. I know it's only been a few years there where they could have some guys develop, but I think they missed on some of their younger guys, and it's kind of delaying them a little bit.
They have like 4 third lines, or like one of them's like a decent second line. The other 3 lines are third lines, and then their defense is okay. Their goaltending, I mean, the Grubauer deal has blown up in their face. They had Drieger, who got hurt. That never amounted to anything. And then Joey Decord was looking very promising the last year or two, and this year has kind of dipped back down into mediocre territory. So it just, they've tried some things. I mean, what are they through their third coach now? They had Hackstall. They had Dan Bylsma last year. They're in Lane Lambert this year. That looked okay for a while. They've just done things very mediocre, it feels like.
Kamloops J texts in and says, hey guys, any injury updates yet? Join the feed late. I also believe that Edmonton gets at least 1 point versus the Kings, and they clinch. Yeah, they're very close to clinching. Tomorrow they'll be clinching probably one way or the other. Mm-hmm. And no injury updates because they haven't skated yet. They're going to be practicing this afternoon. So you will get the injury updates you desire either later in EST afternoons or at the beginning of the Reed Wilkins show. Zach, what is coming up on EST afternoons today, buddy?
Oh, we got a jam-packed program today. Of course, Zach to the Future at 1:40. Dennis Bernstein will be checking in to preview tomorrow's game between the Oilers and Kings as well. The one and only Reed Wilkins will be stopping by too. And
a legend.
Ben Steiner to talk some Canada soccer ahead of the World Cup.
All right, so there's lots to get to on EST afternoons, and that'll lead into the Reed Wilkins show today from 3 until 6 as well. That's going to do it for the Oil Stream. Join Tommy Gazzola tomorrow, pregame and postgame. Westgate Boston Pizza, just north of West Edmonton Mall. Go in and see Curtis Toney. Tommy's going to be there. A bunch of nasties will probably be out Saturday afternoon.
Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, excellent, fun Oil Stream today, and we'll see what we're talking about on Monday when you get your next Oil Stream at noon on Monday. For Tommy Gazzola, I'm Dustin Nielson. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. I'll talk to you on Monday morning. Until then, take it easy.